Hello everyone, thanks for stopping in on the channel. Today I am going to try doing a crock-pot brisket. Now, normally I prefer to do these things on the grill, in a smoker, something like that. This is going to be the first time doing this. A friend of mine suggested it a couple of weeks ago, and I just happen to have more than one brisket. The recipe that I'm going to use, you know, I got a lot of brisket here. This here is 6.330 pounds. So that's a lot of brisket. We are going to start off with a can of beef broth. I'm going to put this in the bottom of the crock pot. And I have some Redmond's smoked real salt. And my friend that was talking to me about the crock-pot brisket had mentioned smoked salt, because I was like, well, you know, what can I do to get that flavor? I've never used smoked salt. Well, as you can see in the thumbnail, I have some pictures of that. This is just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, just add a little umami. That was about a tablespoon. Anyway, I tried both of the hickory and the Chef's Blend smoked salt, and I put it on eggs. And I gotta tell you, I was thoroughly impressed. When I opened the bags, it smelled so darn good. And it will give great flavor to this brisket. Now, I just need to cut this just enough that it will fit into the crock pot. I hate cutting a brisket, but you know, since we're doing this way, it is a necessary evil. And this will help me if you watched my last video, since I am moving. This will give me more than enough meals for a couple of days, plus I can have some company. So, well, you know what? I almost forgot. I need to salt both sides of that brisket. So I am going to use the Chef's Blend, I think. We'll use the Chef's Blend this time. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this. See how dark and beautiful that is? I wish you could smell it, because it smells like heaven. So I'm going to give a generous sprinkle on this. That's probably a good teaspoon. That might not be a good generous amount for some of you, but this stuff is potent. And the last thing you want is something that is over salted. All right. Okay. Let me flip this side, and I'm going to cook the whole thing. Why not, right? Okay. I am not going to trim off any of that luscious fat. That would be foolish, in my opinion. And give me 1 second here. I'm going to try. There we go. Adjust my camera a little. I got the idea for this particular camera pod that I'm using, and I'm so sorry, I am terrible at remembering people's first names, but Chef Fat Grams is a channel that I follow. If you don't, I highly recommend it. He has some outstanding recipes, and while he follows the keto lifestyle, I've done that. Sometimes I go to the ketovore side of carnivore, but he has also made some fantastic carnivore style recipes. And this is a camera pod that he recommended, and it's the same style, not quite the same one because I was poor, but I do love how it's maneuverable. All right, so we got point end, so we're just gonna stack it the opposite way. Get that tucked in there. Watch out for that bloody mess there. And let's move on over and get this thing cooking. All right, so I've got this back over in the area that you can see on top of my stove for cooking. I am going to have to turn it around so I can plug it in so my plug reaches. I do not like using extension cords for appliances. Maybe if I bought one that was appliance rated, that'd be all right. So I am turning this because my crock pot here, it is phenomenal for heat. I am going to put this on low, and it's supposed to cook for about 9 to 9.5 hours. I'm going to come back in about 5 hours, check it. If I need to, I'll crank up the heat to high then, and I'll give you guys an update when it's done. All right, everyone, so here we are. It is about 2:30 in the afternoon, and it is 2 hours sooner than I expected any of this brisket to be as tender as I wanted it to get. Now, I did rotate those pieces halfway through. I have the other half still in the slow cooker. That is going to be turned off because that half is going over to some friends tomorrow. And I don't want it to get overly tender, if that's such a thing, because I have to reheat it and stuff. And, you know, you don't want the meat to get mushy. So as you can see, here is that first half. And I don't know if this really relates on film at all, but it is so tender. Oh my gosh, look at all that beautiful, luscious fat in there. Let's get a big slice off of here, because that end just has a lot of beef blubber, delicious beef blubber. The aroma of this is just amazing. I mean, you don't even need a knife unless you want to get slices off of it. Let me see if I can change my angle here. Wrong way, Feldman. All right. So, yeah, this is looking fabulous. Let's take a taste. Yeah, that is really good. That Redmond's smoked salt really added a lot. And you can see that salt still sitting on the top, even though this piece was originally on the bottom, and it was rotated to the top about 4 hours ago. Yeah, I had to finish chewing and swallowing that. It was just too good. So definitely give slow cooker brisket a try if you are hesitant on putting it on the grill or a smoker, or if you don't have one. You can do low and slow in the oven. I have done that in the past, but you really have to pay attention to it because it will have more of a chance to dry out, because that's a dry heat. Smokers, which some don't realize, that is a moist heat because of the wood. At least that's how I smoke. So definitely give this a try. Like I said, I started off with a 6.33 pound brisket, 1 can of beef broth, some smoked salt. That was it. I didn't add anything else. No garlic, no water, no nothing. And while I don't have it, you know, visible for the video, there is some beautiful au jus going on in that pot, and that is going to be strained and saved, definitely. That is going in the freezer, and I will be using that to go, you know, towards a beef soup or maybe a stew or whatever, but there's just too much flavor in that broth to let it go to waste. So thanks everybody for stopping in on my channel. I hope you have a fantastic Saturday. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about the cheesy egg bread. But this was actually an easy video for me to put together, and I really wanted to share it with you. So once again, thank you all for stopping in, and I'll see you next time.